God is illegally alive, and I hear speech offending that is really not paid for when you count the money, but it is speech offending over the counting of the money for its appointment and its redistribution and its payments and transactions and receipts. I hear all sorts of speech offending. It's too much speech offending. That's why the prices are so high. You're not supposed to buy anything because the prices are too high. You can make the transaction, have the price paid for at the time of the transaction. It will be paid for before, during, and after the transaction. It's not deceased until the body's not alive anymore, then the transaction's deceased. And that's not you doing that. I hear speech offenses like the worst I ever heard was, I want sex, it's just what I need. That's the worst speech offense I've ever heard. It ruined my life for the rest of my life at my own expense. I didn't have somebody paid me as a lawyer that they came in and they gave me money in advance to tell me that they had time to speak with me and they had something on their mind they wanted to say to me. No, this was just somebody who said that right out off the top of his head. He said it right to myself, and I don't want to hear it. I killed the whole world and I killed myself because I don't afford to hear the speech offense. Well, it's not true that you're talking to myself. You don't identify who I am out of everybody who's strangers in public. They're all strangers in public. All I am is a stranger in public, and I don't afford to hear that from anybody at any time, anywhere, at any time. Yeah, I don't want anything to do with it. And that's the creator of the superior founder. The superior founder making the threatening is illegally alive and causing that problem. And that's how I can kill that. But it was already, that's how I got born. That's how I got alive down here. Well, I really did blame a person, individual, for being alone in the wrong, and he is now. But wow, the expense it was for me to prove it was mildly why he did it. And I don't afford that. He has a heart that is as rotted and contaminated as gasoline you put in a car, and you would never drink it. And I don't want that kind of sexual abuse on this body or any of the bodies. If anybody wants to know how I feel about people accusing me of being illegally alive after sexual abuse and I'm not in jail. Yeah, I'm not going to jail for you. That's how that happened. You want to do sexual abuse, you do that in the jails. You don't do that in public. And that's the superior founder being illegally alive and holding it alive that people are doing sexual abuse in the illegal hard properties with windows with glass and with doorways with door locks that can be changed by a locksmith or maintenance staff, or you could do it yourself at Home Depot or Lowe's with tools you can buy there, and including the locks you can buy there and the keys that fit the locks, you can buy them there. I'm the soul of the superior founder deceased, and it just doesn't seem to be enough. I know that I am the founder that is extinguished, and I am the reason I'm here, but I died wasn't due to be in any sort of property in dispute, and I am too low for what I am. I'm going to die out of being in a low world because it's too low for my constitution. Restitution. You cannot make restitution to myself once I am deceased out of the formed world. But your identity theft is pointed at you didn't finish the crime you were doing, and you're doing it on deceased out of the formed world. You're still cramming myself when there are no more doors and windows in dispute. You didn't dispute the property, you disputed myself, and that means you don't have deceased at the end of the formed world. You did an injury to myself, exactly, and that's not finished. I will see you in Superior Founder about that, because you're going to come to me about how you don't have your body dissolution the way that the property in dispute is already gone. At that time in Superior Founder it is.